Morning, everyone. Welcome to Forest Hill Elementary School. Thank you, Superintendent Rouhanifard, Council President Frank Moran, Board President Martha Wilson, for choosing to host the celebration here at Forest Hill. Thank you to all the educators and community leaders that are gathered here today. Forest Hill is an elementary school in the Camden City School District, serving exclusively grades K through 5. Last year, we were able to triple our student proficiency levels in both reading and math on PARCC. The true credit of this success is due to our team of dedicated and effective educators who provide an equitable and individualized instruction for each and every one of our students. Likewise, the families we serve truly believe that Forest Hill can be an epic place where their students have the potential and support to achieve these extreme results. With our progress comes a lot of hard work and long hours. We know we have much more to do before every student in the building is reading and doing math on the same level as their peers across the state and country. Thank you for your time. Thank you again for choosing Forest Hill to host our celebration and joining our students in their progress. I'd like to now introduce our City Council President, Frank Moran.
Thank you. Thank you, Principal Corvi, and good morning to all. It's certainly an honor for me to be standing here before you representing our great Mayor, Dana Redd. I am Frank Moran, Council President. I'm accompanied here by the councilman of this ward, Brian Coleman, Ward 2 Councilman, as well as Councilman at Large, Councilman Angel Fuentes, who's here with us as well. And I wanted to make sure that we represented this morning to celebrate what's happening in the city of Camden. Camden City has determined to make change and willing to do not what is norm, but what is different so that we can succeed. And the numbers don't lie, as I mentioned to the superintendent. The numbers are proof of if you're willing to change the norm and willing to take risks as customary, of doing customary business, things will result in positive results. And we're here to celebrate the increase in numbers of, academic reading, comprehension, math, and so forth. And I want to just take this opportunity to recognize the great leader of this district and an individual that I met several years ago and has done an amazing job in willing to, to take on the vision and work with what we have to work with to make the changes necessary, and that's Superintendent President Rouhanifard. Give him a round of applause. I want to recognize the board members that are here, and they will be recognized by the superintendent, but let me tell you that they have the second most difficult job in the city of Camden, second to city council, but these individuals are individuals that really get battered during their meetings because they believe in what's right and doing what's right for the students of the city of Camden. And I want to recognize the president, Ms. Martha Wilson. I want to recognize Felicia Reyes-Morton, Dot Burley, and Minister Wasim Muhammad. And finally, I just want to say that we are individuals that believe, and we want you to continue to believe. To believe that if you're willing to take a risk and you're willing to step aside and make things a little bit uncomfortable, positive results will come. We have changed the police dynamic in the city of Camden as far as protecting our children in the streets. We have made decisions that are finally creating opportunity for our children in the future, as the nursing school at Rutgers had just opened yesterday, Holtec, 76ers, and all the wonderful buildings and opportunities that are arising in the city of Camden. That happened because we all joined together as one to do right by Camden City. So I wanted to be here this morning to say thank you, parents that are here. Thank you, administrators. Thank you to the administrators. Thank you to the leaders of the Mastery, to the KIPP Norcross, to the Uncommon, to the Camden Prep schools, schools that have really built state-of-the-art facilities for our children to learn. And soon we'll have an amazing Camden High School as well, where our high school students will be able to learn in a clean facility. So all the stars are lined up around over top of the city of Camden, and we're super excited of being in leadership and continuing to do what's right by our residents. So thank you for believing. More importantly, thank you for working with us, and I look forward to a long-lasting relationship for the betterment of all in the city of Camden. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Now it gives me an honor to introduce to you a young lady who has been working tirelessly for her whole adult life for the betterment of the children in the city of Camden. She is an amazing leader. She is a compassionate leader. She is an individual that leads the Board of Education, and that is the president of the Camden City Board of Education, Ms. Martha Wilson. Please welcome her this morning.
Good morning, all. This is indeed a pleasure to be here on this day with all of us here. We have done something in the state of New Jersey that other townships could not have done. We've worked together in unity, not just public education, Renaissance, charter schools, whatever. They're all our children, and that's the most important thing, is that they become first. I would like to recognize my team, my Vice President, Ms. Felicia Reyes-Morton, Ms. Dorothy Burley, Minister Wasim Muhammad. The one thing that I can say about our team is that when we have to work together, and I want to say thank you, because thank you to Superintendent Rouhanifard, Mayor Dana Red, President Moran from City Council. All of us come together, and we have to work through leadership. Leadership is the only ship that does not come in from a storm. If you're going to have true leadership, you have to be out here and go through that storm. I would like to say thank you to Forest Hill for hosting us. I visited many of the classrooms on the first day of school, and I saw firsthand how the teachers were working with our children to help instill confidence and discipline that they're going to need to succeed to get through the school year. As Frank Moran said, I have served this community most of my adult life, but that's how I was brought up. It's about giving back and working together in unity with others. You do the best you can for yours, and all of the children are our children. That's how we have to look at it. All the supports that we can provide, we will singularly most important tool to help realize our own potential. I am so glad that the progress of our children are making. Step by step, we are moving towards schools to higher quality academic standards. It has been a true collaboration of our educators, our leadership, and our families. I see teachers working with parents to support the young. That is critical. That is one of the most crucial things that we have to do, is to make sure that their children are getting that support from the home to the school. I look at it like this. As parents, our children are our seeds. We try to water them, but we send them to school, to the education system. We now have choices that we can use. But the most important thing is that we send them. We're going to cultivate them at home. They're going to do the same in the school. With that, we will then see them grow, and we will see that plant. That's when they will begin to thrive. That's when you know that we have done our job. But we are not there yet. We can do more. I look forward to continuing this collaboration with all of you, because the most important thing that we can have is life, is give birth to children, support them in everything that they want to do. Thank you for our blessings. You got it? And I would just like to introduce to all of you our superintendent, President Rouhanifard. I say to you that the first time that I met him in the mayor's office, I said, "You're going to be the one." And he looked at me, not knowing or understanding what that meant at the time. But from his spirit, from his aura, from who he is, from where he came from, and the understanding that he has of what is going to make a difference here. I can say to you that Superintendent Rouhanifard put his shoes on, he hit the pavement, he knocks on doors, he makes sure that whatever it is that you or your family needs, that he will find someone that's going to work with you. When we had the battle of trying to find a way of getting our children bus passes, because they had to be 2.5 miles away, Superintendent Rouhanifard got out there and he walked. He walked through the neighborhoods, and you understand what I'm saying about that. He didn't go a safe zone. He went through the same zone that our children have to walk through. To me, I can't say that we've had another principal or superintendent to do that on their own before Superintendent Rouhanifard. Thank you.
That was a long walk, yeah. OG was there. It is so wonderful to be with you all here today, and I'm grateful to our council president, our board president, and thank you all for acknowledging our incredible community leaders and elected officials who are in the room today. I won't go through all of them again, but I do want to acknowledge a couple additional folks. One is a gentleman who was with me that day on that long walk, and that's Assemblymember Arthur O.G. Barclay. Give him a round of applause for being here. Assemblymember Barclay is sitting up here because he's someone who cares deeply about our students. He's a volunteer basketball coach, and he's a dear friend and someone who's just so committed to the city. Grateful to our Renaissance and other school partners who are in the room today. You're going to hear from them. The CEO of Mastery School, Scott Gordon, is here. The COO of Uncommon Schools, Michael Ambrose. Principal Corvi in the Forest Hill School community. Thank you all so much. We're gonna go through some information. I promise we're gonna be fairly brief, but as you already heard from Principal Corvi, we are here at Forest Hill today because of their remarkable growth and the remarkable achievement that they've been able to accomplish. And so deeply grateful for your incredible efforts here. Before we get started, we're gonna do a very quick video, about a 3.5-minute video to kind of kick things off, and then we're gonna go through the results themselves.
Camden students deserve great schools. Progress in our schools cannot be judged by a single measure, but when more students are reading and doing math as well as their peers across the country, we know we are on the right track. Camden's 2016-17 PARCC results tell us what many parents are seeing, that their child's school is doing a better job of giving our kids the high-quality education they deserve.
Desde el inicio en Mastery, Leo ha pasado de habilidad para avanzados en literatura y de las expectativas que se acercan a dominio en matemática. Mi familia está muy orgullosa de él.
Last year, Camden's district and Renaissance schools helped more students build strong reading skills. Reading is the foundation for success in higher education in every possible career path. Renaissance schools opened in 2014 in partnership with the district, with the shared goal of making sure there's a high-quality school in every neighborhood for every family. Since then, the percent of KIPP, Mastery, and Uncommon students who tested proficient in reading has nearly doubled.
Since attending Uncommon Schools, my grandchildren have achieved what I thought was impossible. The teachers are understanding and very patient. They work very hard with my grandchildren. All 4 of my grandchildren are now above average in their classes, and I am so proud and amazed at their accomplishments.
Overall, our district schools are continuing to make more modest and steady progress, but in some schools, like Forest Hill, we've seen big gains in students' reading proficiency.
Las calificaciones de Ivy y los resultados de las pruebas continúan creciendo. Forest Hill School ha prestado mucha atención al aprendizaje de Ivy y se ha asegurado de que crezca más inteligente. Están enfocados en apoyar a sus estudiantes y a sus familias.
Math is fundamental to academic, personal, and career success. From managing personal finances to pursuing careers in science, music, or business, across the district in Renaissance schools, math proficiency is rising, and some schools are making major gains.
Here at KIPP, they have fun with the kids in math. Instead of just giving the kids worksheet with problems, they use real-world examples that engages the students.
Thanks to individualized math instruction and early intervention programs, last year district schools like Kramer and Caddo saw more dramatic increases in math proficiency. These results are a step in the right direction. In our high schools, we can celebrate the steady rise in our graduation rate, but we know there is still a long way to go before all students graduate ready for college or career. As we pause to celebrate our school's achievement, let's recommit to the hard work of putting academic success at the heart of every Camden school.
All right. So the headline here, as you've already heard, is that all of our schools are better today than they were 4+ years ago. And that is an amazing place to be. At the same time, we are not here to say that we have arrived and that we are going to roll out a victory parade. There's still a lot of work to be done, but we do want to acknowledge the progress, and we do want to talk about what that looks like and how we've gotten to this point. And so very specifically today, we are here to discuss traditional public schools and Renaissance schools. I do want to just kind of acknowledge that. Our charter schools are getting wonderful results as well. Our partnership with Renaissance schools are unique in that we literally have a contract with them and data sharing agreements. And so just to give you that quick caveat, we are very specifically talking about traditional public schools and Renaissance schools. So just to jump in, this is really the headline. And this represents all traditional public schools and Renaissance schools together. And what you see here, now that we have 3 consecutive years of PARCC results, roughly a 7-point increase in math and a 9-point increase in literacy. Put differently, we have more than doubled the proficiency rates in both math and literacy. That was for you, David. So we are really seeing progress, and it is across a huge population of students with a wide variety of needs. And so collectively, these schools represent almost 10,000 students where you see the proficiency rates doubling, more than doubling. And if you think about that for a minute, in certain schools, you might see proficiency rates doubling or tripling like you do here in Forest Hill. But to actually see that at scale is unbelievable. And what that means is we are outpacing the rest of the state in terms of growth. And we are starting to slowly and steadily close that gap with the rest of our wealthier peers. And that's an amazing thing. Now, as I just mentioned earlier, we have a long ways to go. We started at a lower proficiency rate. And as you can see here, the rest of the state is still significantly above where we are. And so we have a long ways to go. Let me also just give you one more caveat, which is test scores don't tell you everything there is to know about schools. And I know the family operations coordinator here. I certainly know Principal Corvi. I know the staff here. And there's so much more about their school than the 15-point jump they had in their test scores. It's about educators and administrators who care deeply about kids. It's about providing enrichment opportunities for students. It's about extracurricular activities. It's about being there for every child if they're not showing up to school and knocking on their door and being there for them. There's so much more that goes into schools than test scores. However, at the same time, I think we should all also recognize that our kids being able to do math and literacy at grade level, those are critical skills for them to be able to take with them in life. And so that is certainly the focus here today. In terms of district results, as the video alluded, we're also seeing progress. So this is just our traditional public schools, and the results you see here are we've almost doubled in ELA, and we have doubled in math. And so when you separate them out, you still see growth. Now the Renaissance schools, and you'll hear directly from their representatives, at least, from Mastery and Uncommon, they are seeing more significant growth, but this is a rising tide. across the entire district. We're seeing meaningful growth across all schools. And again, Forest Hill, and I also want to acknowledge the Kramer School. And so we're joined by Principal Daniel Phillips, and Kramer School is one of the schools that saw tremendous growth as well, and we're going to jump into some of those results. So you see Kramer there circled along with Forest Hill. Let's give Principal Phillips a round of applause. So Sharp had the highest proficiency rates for traditional public schools. Kramer and Forest Hill saw tremendous growth in literacy. And when you look at math, look at Kramer jumping up by almost 14 percentage points this past year. And really the headline here is just about every traditional public school, the vast majority of them saw meaningful growth over the last 2 years. We still have a lot of work to do in high school. And so in high school, we saw more flat to slightly modest decline in proficiency rates. And so there are other indicators that would tell us that we're moving in the right direction in high school. Culture and climate, our suspension rates are down significantly. But we still have a lot of work to do in high school. And high school is just that much more complicated, given some of the needs of our students. But we are committed, and we do have, I believe, the right plans in place to build on where we are right now. I now want to quickly go through KIP's results, and then I'm going to welcome up our Mastery and Uncommon representatives. So as you can see here with KIP, in both ELA and math have grown tremendously. So about a 9-point increase on the left here in literacy, and on the right in math, it's about a 10-point increase. And so their principals, and I think a lot of you all know the KIP community, are incredibly committed and dedicated to the Landing Square, Cooper Plaza neighborhoods, and their results speak for themselves. And let me now welcome up, this was this is their math results, which were already very high. And the ELA results were already very high. The math results jumped by 8 points. I apologize for that. And we are now going to welcome up our Mastery representatives and the CEO of Mastery, Scott Gordon.
Okay. I'm Scott Gordon. I'm the CEO of Mastery Schools of Camden. And we love Camden. And I want to tell you why we love Camden. We had previously operated schools in Philadelphia, and there was a vision in Camden that every child in Camden would have access to a great public school in their neighborhood. And that vision was shared by the mayor, by the superintendent, by the president of the board, by the city council president. There was a completely sort of unified leadership that said, we're going to make this happen. And Mastery wanted to be a part of that. Our role in that was to transform 3 previously struggling school district schools, McGraw, Molina, East Camden Middle, and to open up a new school, Kramer Elementary. And in terms of sort of evaluating our progress, I want to share a little bit with you today. First of all, for academics, we saw across Mastery a 5-point gain in reading and a 4-point gain in mathematics, and had, in particularly in the schools that were previously struggling, McGraw, 10-point gain in math, East Camden Middle, 8-point gain in reading, Molina, 6-point gain in reading. So some really nice progress for schools that had previously had years of struggle. In addition, as we all know, schools are not just academics, they're really anchors of our community. And I'm proud that we're making progress in that regard as well. First of all, enrollment is increasing in neighborhood schools, but in addition, the type of engagement by parents and community is beginning to happen organically. So things like a food pantry at Molina, youth soccer league now with the YMCA across 3 of our schools, and a trip to Ghana by some of our middle school students. It's a sense of a really comprehensive education that engaged parents and our students. And then finally, part of the deal was that we would improve academic performance, engage communities, and improve the quality of the physical facilities that our young people walk into every day. And I'm proud that this year we opened up Kramer Elementary, Kramer Hill Elementary, which we're going to have a grand opening soon, in just a few weeks, and are beginning renovations at Molina and East Camden. So we are delighted to be here and delighted to share our progress with you. Thank you.
All right, I now get to welcome up Michael Ambrose from Uncommon Schools.
Good morning. My name is Michael Ambrose. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Uncommon Schools Camden Prep. And I want to first start by thanking the superintendent for his partnership in this work and for his visionary leadership for the children of Camden. We are very thankful for his and his team's collaboration. I'm also very proud to be here with members of the Camden Prep community, with our school leaders and parents and students, who you will hear from in just a moment, so I'm going to keep my remarks pretty brief. We have seen enormous growth for our students in Camden. In 2015, when we first began our work in our city, only 3% of Camden Prep students were proficient in math. And we're very excited to announce today that our Camden Prep students actually match the state average in math. From 3% to 50% in just 2 years, and in English language arts, our oldest students are within striking distance of the state average in literacy. As you see from this slide, a lot of growth has happened in the last year alone, a 20-point gain in math and a 15-point gain in literacy at our schools. Our students demonstrate to us each and every day the limitless potential they have when they get the opportunity to show what they know. And our student achievement results today are undeniable proof that the children of Camden are capable at learning at as high a level as any student in the state of New Jersey. There's a tremendous amount of work that goes into these results by our school leaders and our staff and our families and our students. But I want to recognize in particular our teachers, whose passion for our students, whose tenacity, dedication, and love has made these results possible. Without them, we would not be here today. And finally, I would echo the superintendent that we know that test scores aren't everything, but we know that they do matter. They matter because they don't just represent points on a test, they represent our children and their futures. And our students, who, because they know more, are already on the road to graduating from high school, who are then more likely to enroll into a college and more likely to graduate from that college, which is our fundamental mission of our school at Camden Prep. So today we take a very brief pause to celebrate the hard work of all of our students and families and teachers. And tomorrow we get back to the goal that we all share, which is ensuring that even more of our Camden students have the education that they deserve. To speak a little about that, I want to introduce Ms. Stephanie Franceschi, a Camden Prep parent, who is accompanied by Christian Rodriguez, her 5th grade scholar.
Ready? Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephanie Franceschi. I currently have 3 kids attending Camden Prep at this time. The first one is Christian Rodriguez. He's a 5th grader. I have Marcel Chiesa. He's a 1st grader. And I also have my daughter that just started her first year in Camden Prep in kindergarten. My son took the PARCC test this past spring. When I got the results, I was super happy, but I wasn't really surprised from the results because of the hard work that I have seen being done in the school. Let's see, sometimes it's hard embracing a new type of school, but I'm glad I took the chance and picked Camden Prep for my kids to attend. Camden Prep sets the bars high, and I know that they want the best for our children, and they have an opportunity that wasn't there before. I believe every parent wants the best for their children so they can be something great in life. The teachers at Camden Prep are amazing, and the support they give our children is so important. When my kids are in school, I know that they're in a safe environment, and I know they're learning, because every day after my kids come home, they're excited to come tell me about what they learned, what they did in school. They're very eager. I've seen a lot of improvement in my 2 boys. My first son, Marcel, he was reading early in kindergarten. which I didn't see with my fifth grader in other schools that he attended before Camden Prep. So when I seen, the growth I seen in my two kids, I was like, of course, I have to put my daughter in here because I want to see the same growth in her. Let's see, I always encourage my kids to try very hard, not to give up. I send my kids every day to school because it is important for them to be every day to get the best education and not miss anything. I teach them at home. I trust to reinforce that I teach them at home, and I want them to go to new heights. I love that I get to choose the school my kids attend to. The fact that my children are receiving a top-notch education at a public school makes me feel good because I know I made the right choice. My kids are on the path to do whatever they want in life, and it's because of the support of Camden Prep. If I were to start all over again, I would pick Camden Prep 100 times over because I know my kids are getting the best education in Camden. That's how much I love Camden Prep. Now I am going to translate this in Spanish for everyone. Mi nombre es Stephanie Franceschi. Yo tengo 3 estudiantes en Camden Prep, Cristian, Marcel y Mia. Esta primavera mi hijo Cristian tomó el examen de PARCC. Cuando recibí los resultados estaba contenta pero no sorprendida, porque sabía que Camden Prep llegó a ofrecerle a nuestros niños una educación excelente. A veces es difícil acostumbrarnos a una escuela nueva, pero a la misma vez me alegro porque tomé la oportunidad. Camden Prep establece las barras altas y yo sé que ellos quieren lo mejor para nuestros niños, para que ellos puedan triunfar en la vida. Los maestros en Camden Prep son increíbles y el soporte que le ofrecen a los estudiantes son muy importantes. Cuando mis hijos estaban en la escuela, cuando mis hijos están en la escuela, yo sé que ellos están en un ambiente seguro y también están aprendiendo. Todos los días ellos llegan a casa ansiosos para decirnos todo lo que han aprendido. Marcel rápido aprendió a leer en el kindergarten y he notado mucho progreso en mis 2 hijos, Marcel y Cristian. Por eso quise poner a mi hija en Camden Prep este año. Yo trato muy duro de asegurarme de que mis hijos estén en la escuela todos los días. También animo a mis hijos a que hagan lo mejor que puedan y confío en Camden Prep para reforzar lo que yo enseño a ellos en la casa y llevarlos a nuevas alturas. Me da mucha alegría saber que pueda elegir la escuela que mis hijos van a atender. El hecho que mis hijos están recibiendo una educación de primera categoría en una escuela pública me hace sentir bien porque sé que tomé la decisión correcta. Mis hijos están en el camino para hacer lo que quieran en la vida y eso es por el soporte de Camden Prep. Si yo fuera a empezar otra vez, yo escogería a Camden Prep 100 veces más porque sé que mis hijos están recibiendo la mejor educación en Camden. Por eso es que amo tanto a la escuela. Now, my son, Christian Rodriguez, my 5th grader, is going to be giving you a piece of his experience at Camden Prep. Got it.
My name is Christian Rodriguez. I am in the 3rd year as a Camden Prep scholar, and I am in the 5th grade. It makes me feel smart to know that I go to a school like Camden Prep with other smart kids that did really well on the PARCC test. I'm glad that my mom made the right choice to send me to Camden Prep. Throughout last year, we had pep rallies, and my teachers decorated the halls with superheroes, and we even got to dress up to prepare us for the PARCC. These are the things I remember most when I took the PARCC test. Because superheroes never give up, I want to say thank you to my family for supporting me and to my teachers for teaching me the skills to know how to do well on PARCC. And to my classmates, let's show them that we will beat the PARCC again this year.
And it's my pleasure to introduce our final speaker, another student, Starla Nieves, an 8th grader from East Camden Middle, Maastricht.
Okay, let's put this down. My name is Starla Nieves, and I'm in the 8th grade. I attended Mastery East Camden Middle since 2015 when it first opened. On the 6th grade ELA Park, I scored a 3, while on the 7th grade ELA Park, I scored a 5. I think this happened because the teachers really slowed down when a student didn't understand something, and they always made up new, methods, so it would be easier. I think Mastery is a good school because they want to see us do our best, and the students really work hard, and they never give up. Thank you.
All right, thank you all very much. Thank you so much, Starla. Thank you so much to all of our guests who are here today. I want to close by once again recognizing the Forest Hill community for your outstanding results and for hosting us this evening. We are in awe of everything you've done for this school community, and really those new doors look amazing. So that's the talk of the central office, all the work you've done to enhance this building. And lastly, I want to once again recognize and thank our board members. So from the leadership of President Wilson to Vice President Reyes Morton, Ms. Dot Burley, Minister Mohammed. I thought Council President Moran said it well, talking about how difficult their job is. And when the history books are written on Camden education, you all are going to be well chronicled for your courage and resilience in the line of adversity. We're happy to take questions just informally, so feel free to just come up to any one of us, and hopefully we can just stay around and mingle for a few more minutes. Thank you all again.